24 minutes before the hour. Next, we're going to introduce you to triplets born 21 months apart. And later, Bob Goen spins the Wheel of Fortune.
Our crack research department brought me the encyclopedia and says that Martha Graham is right in here, pal. Did you know who she was?
I did not know who she was.
Okay, well, see, that's what you're here for, education.
That's right.
The daytime version of Wheel of Fortune moves to CBS today. Wheel has more than a new home. A new host is joining Vanna White.
From Television City in Hollywood, it's Wheel of Fortune. And now, here's your host, Bob Goen.
Hello there. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a brand new week on Wheel of Fortune. Let's introduce our hostess, Miss Vanna White.
That looks the same. Bob Goen is a game show veteran who used to host Blackout on CBS. Bob Goen and Vanna White join us this morning from Los Angeles. Good morning.
Hi, Harry.
Good morning.
Vanna, did you give Bob any advice as you got ready to sit down to tape your first show on Friday?
You aren't going to believe this. I didn't have to give him any advice.
No, you now tell the truth here.
What?
Because when I came out, when I first came out, she turned to me before we heard the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She turned to me and she said, "Remember, Bob, you're only new once." So I had that kind of pressure to live up to the first time I stepped on stage.
Bob, you've done these kinds of shows before. Were you nervous on Friday?
Yeah, I had some real butterflies. It's one thing doing a game show, but it's a whole different deal doing the most successful game show in television history. Those are some pretty big shoes to fit into, and yeah, I had the jitters, believe me.
How'd you get the job?
Same way, just auditioning and begging and pleading, and a little more of the latter than the former. I had been coveting this job for a long time, and things just managed to work out this time, and I'm real pleased.
Vanna, did you have a say? Did they have auditions? Did they have Bob come in and shoot with you? And did they look over the tapes and did they come over to you and say yay or nay?
I really didn't have any choice in the matter, but it's hard for me to make that choice because I don't even know why they selected me in the beginning. They know what they're looking for, and yes, I did work with Bob. We did a run-through, more or less, and people saw what we looked like together on camera, and they made the big decision.
Is there a difference? Is there a difference? Because the daytime show is on NBC, and now it's moving over to CBS today. Is there a difference in the day-to-day operations? Is there anything that you can detect or secrets you can tell us about?
There sure is. Starting today on the daytime show, we have an all-cash show. So instead of doing the shopping like we used to after all these years, we're now giving away cash on the daytime show, and there's lots of goodie prizes, and the show also has a new set. It's basically the same, but it's just has a little more perk to it, and it just looks great. I think everybody's going to be very happy with it.
Has Merv come around to give his blessing to the cast?
Merv always gives his blessings to the cast. He's a good guy to work for.
Yeah.
I haven't met him yet.
You haven't?
I have not met Merv. No.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I hope you're watching, Merv. I'd love to meet you. He's been in Atlantic City, I guess, so I haven't seen him.
We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago from Atlantic City.
Well, there you go. He's busy.
Yeah, very busy.
Yeah.
Vanna, are you going to make any more movies?
I hope so. Right now, I'm very busy with the show, and I'm 100% behind it. We're just so busy and doing lots of shows right now, but I hope to do some movies and some other things soon.
Bob, is it true? I read that you grew up wanting to be a game show host.
Yeah, you can imagine how distressing that was for my parents.
Yeah, who was your idol?
I looked up to a lot of game show hosts at the time. I liked Jeff Edwards. I thought he was terrific, and Tom Kennedy, and Art Fleming, and Bill Layden, and Bill Cullen, and there were a lot of guys at that point. Bob Eubanks. That's why I started in radio, because all those guys were disc jockeys, and I figured that was the only way to get into it.
Yeah, and how do you pursue that then, though? I mean, how do you make that jump from radio or whatever into getting a big job like this?
In my case, it was luck being the residue of design. I got a job in Palm Springs, California, which is a real small market and a good place to start in television, but it's also where all the producers and directors come down to vacation. So I thought, well, maybe I'll get discovered. Maybe somebody will give me a call. And 6 months into my job, I got a call from a game show producer he was a producer of Name That Tune, a guy named Ray Horrell.
Wow.
And he said, I'm looking for a young, erudite guy to host a pilot that I'm doing. I said, I'm your guy, and then I had to go look up the word erudite, and but once I figured it out, we got along swimmingly.
Vanna, you gonna write another book?
Not for 30 more years.
Well, good luck to you guys. It's Wheel of Fortune, daytime version, debuts on CBS today, and we wish you both the best of luck.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Barry.
coming out. It's 10 minutes before the hour. Faith?